Good evening and welcome to the 2024 IPF World Classic and Equip Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in St. Paul's Bay, Malta. The Classic competition has begun today and the Equip has been closed this afternoon. We have for you this evening been a long championship so far. 43 kilo and 47 kilo sub-juniors, followed by the 43 kilo juniors. It would consist of 2 flights. As you can see, we have a full flight of women, followed by a secondary flight of the juniors. It is a close race between first and second in the 43 kilo sub-juniors. A little more spread out in the 47s. We'll have to wait and see how the 43 kilo juniors pan out. For now, we count the clock down for our first squat of the session for Azza Hadili from Tunisia.
We first load the bar. 62.5 kilos for Azza Hadili, Tunisia. Bars loading.
And we kick off the classic competition for the women now. Azza Hadili from Tunisia has the pleasure of doing so. The clock is coming down, but I can't see her in the tunnel. Perhaps a timing issue from Team Tunisia there. I believe the first Tunisian athlete we've had so far in the competition. Didn't have any equipped lifters for Tunisia. So the lifter needs to get the squat command before the clock runs out. So as long as she's out and has the bar on her back, gets the squat command, she'll be okay. But it seems like she's going to run out of time, which puts her in a sticky situation heading forwards, as it puts a bit more pressure on that second and third attempt, and she doesn't have quite as much opportunity to build her total. She was 15 kilos behind Pilnikova, just off the podium, so that might hurt her a little bit. Move forward anyway, still anticipating that first squat in the women's classic competition. Turns out the pleasure will belong to Ada Imola Jucha from Hungary. 70 kilos on the bar.
Welcome, Ada, to your opening attempt.
Nice opener there. And 2-1, a good lift. Gets a yellow from one of the side referees. We'll look at that replay here. Can't see an infraction there. I think she should be okay. The jury don't seem bothered by it. Tiffany Hilnikova now from Great Britain. 70 kilos on the bar. And prognosis in third overall. A little way off second, but there are many lifts to go. Let's get this opening squat in and out the way. Wow, no question about depth there. 3 white lights, a good lift. Let's have a look at that again from a side angle. That is so deep. So the depth we're looking for is for the hip crease to go just below the knee joint. So you can see she went above and beyond there. She won't be getting any reds today, I'm sure. Otoa Tashima from Japan, 72.5 kilos. Just a reminder, these are sub-junior ladies, so they're 18 years old and younger. Tiny sticking point on the way up, but still moving well. A good lift. Often that opening squat, the most nerve-wracking of the day, getting something on the
82
board.
and a half kilos for 2 in a row. First, Yap from Singapore, followed by Hussain.
Kai Yap from Singapore,
Alright, loaded.
82.5
Singapore.
kilos. Opening 2.5 kilos above her personal best. Almost double body weight. Three white lights, a good lift.
Same weight for Fatima Hussain, Bahrain. Alright, loaded.
Now have Fatima Hussain from Bahrain, 82.5 kilos. Just a reminder, we're jumping between the sub-junior 43 and 47 kilo category, so you'll be able to see which one they land in as their name comes up on the screen. Looks good, and three white lights.
Chinese Taipei. Alright, loading.
Yi Xuan Wu now. Chinese Taipei, 87.5 kilos. Chinese Taipei had a big constituency in the equipped lifting. Nice to see them have a big team coming into the classic as well. Comfortable looking opener for Wu. Three white lights, a good lift.
Gabriela Andagoya from Spain comes next with 90 kilos. Ballast loaded.
Now have Gabriela Yaheli and Goya Ortega from Spain. 90 kilos on the bar, opening at her personal best. She's been competing for 1 year, so really doesn't know where her ceiling of strength is yet. Yeah, and it looks like she's got a lot of momentum coming into this competition. 2-1, a good lift. So that red you see from the far referee would be for depth. We'll have a look at that again in the replay. Of course, this being the side that she gets the white light from. As I mentioned earlier, depth is the hip crease being below the knee joint. So that's what we're looking for. Lucie Chansard from France, 92.5 kilos. 17 years old, has been competing less than 1 year and already at the international stage. Classic French style squat there, quite narrow. Three white lights, a good lift.
Alexander Murphy, Ireland. Ballast loaded.
Alessandra Murphy from Ireland, 92.5 kilos. First Irish lifter we've had all competition. First of many, I'm sure. Lovely, easy opener for Alessandra. Three white lights, a good lift.
Chinese Taipei. Bar is loading for you.
Dong Le Gu now from Chinese Taipei. Competed earlier in the week in the equipped and did very well. Opening now with 92.5 kilos in the classic. Let's see how she competes today. Hopefully not carrying too much fatigue from a few days ago. Excellent technique there. Just waiting for the lights from the referees, but I can't imagine too much wrong with that. 2-1, a good lift. Again, the far referee giving a depth call, but the technique she uses, she's quite slow until she gets to the hole where she dips in really quickly, and it can be hard for the referees to see if she's reached depth in that split moment, but that's why we have the jury there as well. Leah Doha from Lebanon, 95 kilos. 17 years old, I've already been competing for 4 years.
Let's go, Leah.
Definitely in contention for a squat medal today. And at just 5 kilos below her personal best, it's a lovely smooth opener. But unfortunately, I think she just skipped the command. You have to squat when the head referee tells you to, and you have to wait once you've completed to rack the bar, otherwise that is a no lift. It's a lot to think about, and it all comes with experience. Tessa Roberts from Mexico, 100 kilos. Our penultimate opening attempt. Currently nominated in 4th on prognosis, not a million miles away from podium. I'm sure she'll be fighting Andagoya Ortega for that position. It's just been told to re-rack by the center referee. Said to straighten up a bit. You need to be in an upright, erect position before you can get the start command. Just 15 seconds to get that start command. She doesn't need to complete the lift in that time, just get that command. You can hear the clock timing down. And still moves comfortably for her.
Sorry, 2-1, no lift.
I think she skipped the command like we saw before. Clearly strong enough for it. Unusual though that the center referee gave her a white, as he's the one that gives the command, but it's a hard thing for the jury to contest there. Big support in the crowd now for our heaviest opener and our favorite to win. Yaya Leviathan from Israel, 105 kilos, has a personal best of 113, and the world record stands at 116 kilos. And that is so comfortable. Paused in the hole to let the referee soak it in, and then stood up. 3 white lights, a good lift. Be interested to see if she shoots for that record today. Important to remember that these are the lightest weight classes, so the jumps they make may seem smaller, but in comparison to the weight class they're in, they're still very sizable. The smallest jump you can make, unless it's a record, is 2.5 kilos. We move straight through to the second round of squats with 3 lifters yet to get a squat on the board. The first of which is Azza Hadili from Tunisia. Didn't come out for her opening squat, perhaps a timing issue. It's gone up 2.5 kilos to 65. We haven't seen her on the platform yet, so let's see how it moves. Very easy. And you imagine it to be so. It's only a tiny bit heavier than where she was supposed to be opening. And she is on the board.
Yuka comes first. Bars loaded.
Ada Imola-Yuka from Hungary jumps 5 kilos to 75. Moves her into squat bronze for the time being, with Pilnikova to follow with the same weight at a lighter body weight. Oh, that is a big push, unfortunately. Just ran out of steam there. The issue is, with the technique that she uses, she goes really quickly down and out of the hole, and you're using momentum there to try and get up, but once you run out of that momentum, it's very, very hard to push through in comparison to controlling the bar. But each lifter is completely different. Tiffany Pilnikova now from Great Britain jumps 5 kilos to 75 for a second attempt, which keeps her in bronze position for squat, heading into the third round should she make this. Lovely second attempt there. And as expected, no reds for Tiffany with her depth. 3 white lights.
Yeah, the chip for Otoha Teshima from Japan. Bars loaded.
Otoha Teshima from Japan, 77.5 kilos. 5 kilo jump. Still looks really comfortable for Otoha. Unfortunately, just not deep enough. Reds from the side referees. Let's have a look at that again in the replay. Yeah, it's just a stitch high. Hip crease just above that knee joint. Clearly strong enough, so just sinking it a little bit further on her next attempt. Ka Yi Yap from Singapore jumps 7.5 kilos to 90 per second attempt to move her into squat gold for the time being, with Wu to follow. $7.5 kilo jump is a huge percentage of their body weight at 43 kilos. Great depth there. I'm worried she might have stepped forward a bit too early. Yeah. So we've seen it a couple times already. When you get to the top of your squat, you have to wait until the center referee tells you to rack. And the reason is they want to make sure that you're in a correct position before you step forwards and rack. I think she realized as soon as she took that step that it was a bit too early. Fatima Hussein from Bahrain, 90 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump. It's slow, but it's moving, and that's what counts. 2-1, a good lift. Have a look at that again. Of course, the side we see on the replay got a white light, but yeah, she should be fine with that. Sometimes one hip tends to get down to depth easier than the other in some athletes. You know, we're not all symmetrical. Most of us aren't. Yixian Wu, 92.5 kilos. Currently in squat gold position in the 43 kilo sub-juniors. Going to be fighting Yap for that gold place overall. Oh, and that is a lovely squat. Looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift. I wonder which of the two is her lucky shoe.
Gabriela Andagoya, Spain. Bars loaded.
95 kilos for Gabriela Yaheli and the Goya Ortega. 5 kilo jump from her opener. Oh, a bit of a grind there, but great control of the bar. And you can see there, there's 3 white lights. You can see there that in comparison to some lifters, as I said, who go down into the hole really quickly and use momentum, Gabriella was controlling the bar the whole way, which meant when she came to grinding and pushing through a hard squat, she could do so as the speed kind of remained the same. Leah Doha from Lebanon, 97.5 kilos, missed her opener, has gone up 2.5 kilos anyway. It worked for Hadili, although Hadili didn't actually take her opener. This is a weight she's done before, so hopefully can. It will catapult her straight into squat silver for the time being. Oh, I thought she was in trouble there, but managed to keep pushing through. I don't think the bar dipped. 3 white lights, a good lift. The risk pays off, and she's on the board. Alessandra Murphy from Ireland, 97.5 kilos, a 5 kilo jump. A lot of similar attempts now, so we'll see the squat ranking jump around quite a bit. This moves Alessandra into bronze for the time being. A lot of power at the end. Yeah, again, another lifter who just stepped forward a stitch too early. You have to wait for that rack command. So you see here, she squats it, stands it up, steps, and now she gets the rack command, so it's just a tad too early. It's worth standing there for an extra second if you need. Donglei Gu, Chinese Taipei, 97.5 kilos. 5 kilo jump from her opener. Has fantastic technique, very, very efficient. A perfect example as well of an athlete using the momentum like I was speaking about before. 3 white lights, a good lift. Very quick into the hole, which does become more troublesome when the weight is harder, but right now is working really well for her. Lucie Chansard from France, 100 kilos, a 7.5 kilo jump to move her into squat silver for the time being, with Roberts and Leviathan to follow in the 47s. Three white lights, a good lift.
Roberts from Mexico comes next to 25 kilos. Not the first attempt. We'll see where it's loaded.
Our penultimate second attempt now. Tessa Roberts without a squat on the board has gone up 5 kilos to 105 to match her squat PB. It's a risky move, but she is in contention for a medal overall. Going to be fighting Andagoya Ortega for that. So every kilo does count. I hope the risk pays off. And again, the strength is there. I'm still worried about that depth. Yeah, and unfortunately still just too high. Well, let's look at that again in the replay and unpack that. Yeah, it's really borderline. It could go either way. she's in trouble there. But now we have Yeo Leviathan from Israel, 112.5 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump. Leaves her just 3.5 kilos below the current world record. Half a kilo below her squat PB. It's getting harder, but it looks good. 3 white lights, a good lift, and I think I can guess where she's going next. She's got a good lead of the competition, so it wouldn't be too risky to go for that record. I think it would be a limit lift, but it's not unreasonable to think that she could do it. And that concludes our second round of squats. Before we head into the third round, a quick look. Wu leading the sub-juniors with 92.5 kilos, where in the 43s and in the 47s we have Leviathan leading with 112.5. Roberts of Mexico still without a squat on the board. 72.5 kilos for Azza Hadili from Tunisia. For a new personal best. Oh, it's a big fight, but you could just see the bar rolling up a bit, and she started leaning forwards and tipping. Really hard position to get out of. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, she tried to push through, but instead kind of just pushed forwards. Still managed to get that second attempt in, luckily, so has a squat on the board. Ada Imola Yuka from Hungary, retaking 75 kilos. Seemed like it was a strength issue on her second, but, you know, easy enough to fix something up if it's not strength. A big fight, but unfortunately it does seem like it was a strength issue today. Where in equipped lifting, a small thing can be changed, and something that looked like a strength issue can come back and look very easy the next time. It's a lot easier to tell in classic when somebody's just running out of steam. Tiffany Pilnikova from Great Britain, 77.5 kilos, already has squat bronze. This is to add another 2.5 kilos to her total and to match her current squat PB. You can see Tiffany wearing her belt backwards here. Some lifters do that, so it's a little less bulky in the front. All right, fantastic third attempt from Tiffany. I think a perfect call. 3 white lights, a good lift. She seems very happy with that, and so she should be. 77.5 kilos for Otoha Tashima from Japan.
New personal best attempt, let's go.
Again, still moving well. Listens for the command this time, so hopefully all okay. 3 white lights, a good lift. We've seen a couple of lifters so far fall prey to missing the command. Got to listen out for those. There's 2 in squat, 3 in bench, and only 1 in deadlift that you have to listen for. Ka Yi Yap from Singapore, 90 kilos. 7.5 kilo jump. Missed it on her second. Again, another lifter that just fell prey to skipping that command. Center referee just saying you need to straighten your knees. Your knees need to be locked out before you start. You need to be in an upright position
60 seconds, let's go.
before you can get the start command. She needs the start command before the clock gets to 0. You can hear it counting down from 10 now. Hopefully she can get there. Unfortunately, just times out, and that is such a shame. It really is a lot to think about. You need to make sure your knees are locked and you're in an upright position. Then you get the start command. Then you have to complete the lift and then wait for the rack command. So obviously these are sub-juniors. This comes with experience. It's a learning curve. And she has a squat on the board. Fatima Hussein from Bahrain, 92.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump. This will land her 2.5 kilos below her best. So she's done this before, but probably on home soil. So the travel definitely makes a difference. Perfectly called third attempt there. Could not put a feather on that bar. 2-1, a good lift. Great final squat. And a great call from Team Bahrain. Yi Xian Wu from Chinese Taipei, 97.5 kilos. Already has squat gold, but these extra 5 kilos will keep her ahead of Yap from Singapore. Much closer race now. Yap missed her second and third attempt on squats. Unfortunately, just a bit too heavy, which means they are neck and neck going into bench. Yap having the heavier bench, Wu having a slightly heavier deadlift. It's going to be a tight race right until the end. Gabriela Yaheli and Agoya Arteaga from Spain, 97.5 kilos, 2.5 kilo jump. Currently sitting in third on prognosis. Trying to stay ahead of Roberts, should Roberts make her third squat attempt. It is a big push, wow, manages to get through it. What an excellent effort. 3 white lights, a good lift. Gets those extra couple kilos, which I'm sure will come in handy should Roberts get a squat on the board. Leah Doha from Lebanon, 100 kilos to match her current PB and move herself from squat bronze into silver for the time being.
Yalla, Leah. Yalla.
Lovely third attempt from Leah there. 3 white lights, a good lift. Her coach shouting, everybody's watching you, which I'm not sure is the encouragement I personally would want, but it worked for her. $100 kilos in the bar for Alessandra Murphy from Ireland. Just jumped the command on her second. Went up 2.5 kilos to put herself in a position to take squat bronze for the time being. It's a fight, just needs to listen for that command, and she did this time. It is a good lift. All she can do now is sit and wait to see if she ends up with that squat medal, but Gu Shansar hard to follow. Roberts as well without a squat on the board yet. Leviathan definitely with the squat gold, so it will be the other two that she's fighting. Donglei Gu from Chinese Taipei, 102.5 kilos to move her into squat silver, a 2.5 kilo personal best. Looks good. It is such an efficient technique. 3 white lights, a good lift. Let's have a look at that one more time. It's a very nice squat to look at.
From France, 105 kilos. Bars loaded.
Lucy Chansard from France, now 105 kilos. This will be a 5 kilo personal best, and it will move her into squat silver ahead of Gu for the time being, and knocks Doha from Lebanon off of the squat podium. Chansard, I'm sure, trying to chase Leviathan for the gold overall as well, so every kilo will count. That is a lovely third attempt. The easiest one so far, I think, for her. 3 white lights.
And Tessa Roberts from Mexico. People, put your hands together. She needs this one. Bars loaded. Let's go, Tessa. Deep enough now.
We find ourselves in a very sticky situation for Tessa Roberts of Mexico. 105 kilos. Hasn't got a squat on the board yet, and if she can't get one on the board, she is disqualified from the competition. She can continue to lift, but cannot compete, cannot post a total, and cannot claim an overall medal. This is her personal best. It's the most she's lifted before. Can she do it again now when it counts? And that looks so much better. Much deeper than her first two. 3 white lights, a good lift, and a little too close for comfort, I think, for Tessa. She is safe to continue lifting, and she will be fighting for a podium position. Big cheers in the crowd for Yael Leviathan from Israel. She has jumped 4 kilos as suspected, 116.5 kilos to break the current world sub-junior squat record in the 47 kilo class. Here she comes. Her second was hard. This will be a limit lift, but if she gets it, she walks away with a new world sub-junior squat record and the chip heading forwards into the rest of the competition. She is fighting, but yeah, as suspected, it would have been the fight of her life, and a great effort, but unfortunately not there today. Still going into bench press with a lead.
72.5 kilos.
Just not as much of a lead as she would have liked. Before we head through to the juniors, a quick summary here. In the 43 kilo category, Pilnikova of Great Britain walks away with squat bronze. Yap from Singapore with squat silver, and Wu from Chinese Taipei with squat gold. In the 47 kilo category, we have Chansard from France in bronze, Roberts from Mexico with that last squat managing to get one in on the board in silver, and Leviathan from Israel in gold. We head straight through now into the 43 kilo junior category, so over 18s, 19 to 23. We'll have a flight of 6 here, a quick running flight. Kin Wei Lim from Singapore opening for us here with 72.5 kilos. The world record stands at 120 kilos, and our heaviest opener we have is 112.5, so exciting stuff coming up, I think. 3 white lights, a good lift.
80 kilos for Joas Bastien, France. Bars loaded. Bastien, France.
80 kilos for Eloise Bastien from France. Bastien will be fighting for a podium position with Albert Galindo of Spain. Every kilo counts. Lovely and deep. A bit of work on the way up, but looked good. And it is 3 white lights.
85 kilos to Manila Sana, India. Bars loaded.
Madira Shanoon from India, 85 kilos on the bar, her first year as a junior. Wow. The fact that she managed to stand that up after her knee caved is absolutely incredible. It wasn't deep enough, which is insane that that was the issue there. Have a look at this. Look at her left knee as she comes out of the hole. It caves in completely, and she manages to still stand it up. So she fixes that. I'm sure she'll be fine for a second if she sinks it a little further. Elisa Alves Galindo from Spain, 95 kilos. As I mentioned before, we'll be fighting with Bastien from France for a podium position overall. Very comfortable looking opener for Elisa. 2 to 1, a good lift. Gets a depth call from the far side referee. But 2 whites is usually enough. We do have a jury reviewing every single lift, so if there is a 2 to 1 on any case, they can overturn it to a good or a bad lift if they are all in agreement. Raghad Al-Hendi from Kuwait, 110 kilos. Opening on her current squat PB. And prognosis is in silver overall. Pretty comfortably there if she can get her lifts in. Bit of a scrappy squat, but stands it up. Yeah, wow, and she gets a blue, a yellow, and a red. So let's see if we can unpack that in the replay. The red was for depth. I imagine one of them could have been for the position that she was in to begin with. And at the end, and then I think for elbows assisting. So a fair amount to fix for her second, but I'm sure she can. Our final opener now, Gwen Marsden from Great Britain, 112.5 kilos, opening 7.5 kilos below the world junior record. Wow, and that is extremely easy. 3 white lights, a good lift. And just with that, we conclude our opening attempts. 2 lifters yet to get a squat in on the board for different reasons. Hopefully things they can fix up here on their second. Gwen Marsden leading. It's just 7.5 kilos below the world record. We head now to second attempts. And kicking us off, we have Keen Wei Lim from Singapore, 77.5 kilos. Again, still very comfortable for Lim. 3 white lights, a good lift.
China Maria comes next with 85 kilos. Bar is loaded.
85 kilos for Madeira Shanoon. She got 3 reds on her opener for depth, but she managed to stand it up after having one knee completely cave in, which is incredible. So as long as she can keep that from happening this time, assuming it's not her technique, and reach depth, she should be okay. Clearly very strong. On a completely different squat. That looked great. And 2-1, she is on the board. A yellow from the far side referee who thought she skipped the rack command, but the other referees are happy that she didn't. Usually it's more worrying if the center referee who gave the command gave that yellow card. Eloise Bastien from France, 87.5 kilos to move her into squat bronze for the time being. 3 lifters to follow, of course, with Al Hendi not yet on the board. More importantly, she's collecting kilos to fight Albers Galindo for that bronze overall. Not sure what happened there. She did dip down, and it's the job of the spotters to decide when to keep the lifter safe. And you can see here, she squats down, she struggles with it, the bar dips, and they decide to take it because that would have been a no lift anyway.
Bar is loaded.
100 kilos for Elisa Albers Galindo from Spain. Currently in squat silver. Lovely second attempt from Elisa. And 2-1, a good lift. So I believe Bastien is getting a second try as 7.5 kilos at the end of this round. Now, I'm a bit surprised about that because the bar did seem to dip, but the jury are happy to give her another go because the spotters grabbed the bar. It does mean, though, it's a fast-moving flight anyway. She's going to have to retake that second and then take her third just a few moments later. So we'll see how that pans out. But for now, 110 kilos for Raghat Al-Hendi from Kuwait. She got a red, a yellow, and a blue on her opener. Let's hope she can fix at least 2 of those here. Preferably all. Center referee says, please straighten up before you get the start command. That looked a lot better. 2-1, a good lift. Gets a blue from the far side referee for her end position. Now you can lean over whilst you're squatting, but as long as you're still up straight at the beginning, at the end, you're absolutely fine. You just can't start and end in that position. 117.5 kilos for Gwen Marsden of Great Britain, landing her just 2.5 kilos below the world record. Sensible decision to get there slowly. It's not just about the number you go to, but how you get there as well. I've seen plenty of lifters jump the gun too quickly, go straight for the record, and miss because the jump was too big. She definitely could have if she wanted to, though, but definitely still the sensible move. 2-1, a good lift. Gets a death call from the far side referee. Definitely on the border, but I think she was just in. The jury are looking at it. Eloise Bastien retaking the 87.5 kilos now. Yeah, like I said, I was surprised they gave her a second go at the second attempt. It seemed like a strength issue and she did dip down. But she now gets another chance in about 5 minutes for her third attempt at that. But I'm not sure how much will change in that time. Everybody has a squat on the board now, which is fantastic news. Marsden leading with 117.5, very close to that world record, which she has put in for on her third, followed by Alhendi and Albers Galindo. Kinwei Lim now from Singapore, 82.5 kilos for her third and final attempt.
Let's go, Lim. You got the power, come on.
Lovely third attempt there for Lim. And a good lift.
Then we have Bastian again, 87.5. Bar is loaded.
And this is the issue with retaking that weight, is that because she was taking a lighter weight than a lot of the lifters, she took that weight not so long ago.
3 minutes in total.
And as a result of that, 3 minutes has been added to the clock in order to give Bastien some time in between that last attempt and this one. So I just want to take a moment while we have a break to thank our sponsors, Aleco and SBD. None of this would be possible without them. You can see on the platform the bars, the rack, the plate, the collars, the platform itself, all from Aleco. Absolutely fantastic kit. You see the spotters rocking the SBD t-shirts, and throughout the week you will see some amazing country SBD singlets which just make the sport so much better. We have, of course, Visit Malta, the amazing island we're on right now, and I'm not being paid to say so, but if you get the chance to visit Malta, it is beautiful here. And in the time that we have, I'm just going to quickly analyze the scoreboard as well. It seems like there's a pretty good lead from Marsden. If she gets this record of 120.5 that she's put in for, her prognosis is 333 kilos, which is huge. Just behind her is Alhendi on prognosis with 300 kilos, so a good way off. If Marsden gets her openers of the other two lifts in, she should be pretty safe. And currently sat in bronze is Albers Galindo with 257.5 kilos on prognosis. So Bastien is the person who probably will fight Albers Galindo for that bronze. But getting these extra 7.5 kilos, should she make this squat, is kind of the difference, I think, between that happening and that not. Albers Galindo would have to make a big mistake in bench or deadlift for that gap to be closed. It's not like the bigger weights, weight classes where those can be closed easier. These are the lighter women. And here is Eloise Bastien, 87.5 kilos. As long as she does the lift within the 3 minutes that she's given, she is within the time. Still has 38 seconds left on the clock, so gave herself plenty of time there. One last attempt at 87.5. Wow, it's pushing through it this time. Absolutely incredible. Can you believe that? 3 white lights, a good lift. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you this, I did not see that coming. She had already attempted it twice before and failed on strength. But what a fighter, absolute heart of a lion. And that puts her in a great position to now fight Albers Galindo moving forward, and she knew she needed it. Madeira Shanoon now from India, 92.5 kilos.
Strong now.
Lovely third attempt there from Adira. 2-1, a good lift.
2-1. 102.5 kilos for Elisa Alvarez, Spain. In third place, already with second attempt, and this one chasing. And importantly for total. Bar is loaded.
Elisa Alves Galindo from Spain, 102.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump.
Vamos, Elisa. No pesa.
And this just keeps her a little bit more in the lead heading into bench in front of Bastian. They weigh exactly the same. The lot number of Alves Galindo is 1 and Bastian is 2, so they are really going to be fighting till the end here. This will help though. Unfortunately just a bit too much, which pushes them that much closer heading into bench press, with Alves Galindo only 2.5 kilos ahead of Bastian.
This is her personal best attempt. The bar is loaded.
Raghad Al-Hendi from Kuwait, 115 kilos. Squat gold belongs to Marsden already. Squat silver is comfortably Raghad's. This is just 5 kilos below the current world record, so huge squat still. Bit of trouble there, manages to stand it up. I'm a bit worried her knees locked and unlocked. Yeah, unfortunately, once you get the start command, you can't lock and unlock her knees. You see there, the bar went up and down as well, so she got a yellow and a blue. It's a shame. I imagine opening at 110 and then jumping to 115. Her plan was also to go for the record, as Marsden did, but just a bit of trouble there, and that's going to hurt her. Lost about 10 kilos, I imagine, on her total. Our final squat of the session, we have Gwen Marsden from Great Britain attempting 120.5 kilos, a 3 kilo jump for a new world junior squat record. Second looked easy, would be fair to say. I imagine she has this in the bag, but nothing is a given. 120.5 for a new world squat record. And she smokes it. 2-1, a good lift and a new junior world squat record for Gwen Marsden. Just have a look at that new world squat record again. Absolutely smokes it. That is incredible. Not many times I've seen a world record be broken like that. Quick summary now. In the 43 kilo juniors, Alves Galindo walks away with squat bronze with 100 kilos. Al-Hendi in squat silver with 110. And with a new world record, Gwen Marsden walks away with squat gold with 120.5. We're going to head into a short 10-minute break now before bench press, so don't go anywhere and we will see you then. Hello and welcome back to the 2024 IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in St. Paul's Bay, Malta. I'm Amelia Potter, and this evening for you we have the Sub-Junior 43 kilo and 47 kilo women. The next flight will consist of the 43 kilo junior women. Had an exciting squat session. We saw a new world record in the 43 kilo junior women. We head into the bench now, where Yixian Wu kicks us off, opening with 30 kilos. Lovely easy opener there. Important to remember that the bar itself weighs 20 kilos.
40 kilos. Ada Yuka, Hungary.
Ada Möller-Yuka from Hungary, opening on 40 kilos.
Bar is loading.
Just asking for a handout there. A lifter can request to have a handout or give themselves a handout.
Good lift.
3 white lights, a good lift.
Now we have 3 attempts for 42.5 kilos. Healy, Bilnikova, and Doha. Bar is loaded. Asa Edili, Tunisia.
Azza Hadili from Tunisia, 42.5 kilos. Opting to have a very close grip stance there.
That is a good weight. Same weight. Bilnikova. Bar is loaded.
42.5 kilos for Tiffany Pilnikova from Great Britain. We're going to see a lot of 2.5 kilo to 5 kilo jumps in this weight category. A lovely easy opener for Tiff. Opening just 5 kilos below her best.
Johan comes next with same weight. Bar is loaded.
.5 kilos for Leah Doha from Lebanon. Bit of work there, but manages to lock it out in a good lift.
We have 3 attempts with 25 kilos. Yep, Roberts and Murphy. Loaded.
Ka Yap from Singapore, 45 kilos. Managed to pull to a great position just behind Wu. They'll be fighting for that gold position overall. All the way through deadlifts, I imagine. That is a good lift, 3 white lights.
Save for Roberts from Mexico. Bars loaded.
Tessa Roberts from Mexico, 45 kilos. Had a bit of a tricky start to the day with squats. Let's hope bench press is a little bit easier. Nice, easy opener. 2 to 1, a good lift. She does get a yellow from the far side referee, so I wonder if we can see that from the side, see if there's any sort of lifting. Looks okay from there, but of course the yellow did come from the far side referee. Alessandra Murphy from Ireland, 45 kilos on the bar. Two to 1, a good lift. A yellow from the far side referee. Similar story to the lift before. I'm wondering if there was any sort of lift from the glutes. You can see here she's very close to lifting in the start position. Yeah, it's very close. I'm wondering what the jury will think of that. They're having a look at it. Keep my eye on that. But for now, Lucy Chansard from France, 47.5 kilos. Seems like it will remain as a good lift.
Wow, that was a really speedy opener for her.
Good lift.
And of course that's a good lift to me, that 3 white lights, that she looks really happy with that.
My voice hasn't changed if you're wondering. That wasn't a late puberty. I'm joined now by Alexander Trinidis.
Good evening, everyone.
We now have Fatima Hussein, 47.5 kilos for the athlete from Bahrain.
Yeah, I had to take a well-deserved break after the win of a French and a Greek lifter, the very first ever in the whole IPF history.
Yeah, that was a double win for you,
Wow.
wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was indeed. She made an easy work of it, and yeah, that's a good lift, 3 whites.
Yeah, particularly on bench press, you want to make that opener something that is comfortable, that you can do over and over again if you want. Thing is, with bench, there's so much to think about and so much that can go wrong. Donglei Gu from Chinese Taipei, as I mentioned earlier in the week, competed in the equipped, opening on 47.5 kilos. She could be one to watch out for. She could be pushing for a podium position. I wouldn't be surprised. Very easy, very comfortable.
And 2 white lights, that's a good lift for her.
For 2 attempts a row.
I believe she did the same last Junior Worlds where she competed in the equipped and then a few days later competed in the classic. So make the most of that recovery as a sub-junior while she can. Otoha Tashima from Japan, 50 kilos. Opening 5 kilos above her bench press PB.
It's quite common in equipped, but in the row championships, it's a little bit more, how should I say, uncommon.
Yeah, it is, although a bit more common in sub-juniors
Yeah,
because
you're right.
they're still growing. I'm worried she might have almost jumped the command there, and that's what the far side referee, I think, saw, unless there was a lift from the side. We'll have a look, but it was 2-1, a good lift. See, her hips are quite angular here. As long as the glutes stay on the bench, she's okay. And they look like they do.
Yeah.
But I think the yellow maybe was for thinking she skipped the command. Gabriela Yaheli and the Goya Ortega now from Spain. 50 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift.
60 kilos from Milata. Arms loaded.
60 kilos on the bar, the heaviest opener of the fight for Yael Leviathan from Israel.
Yeah, Team Israel, sorry, is pretty new to the international stage, but it's a great pleasure to see them here and bringing a huge amount of lifters for these World Championships. Can't wait to see them lift.
Very high rib cage there. Very technical lifter.
Oh, that's a lovely opener. 3 white lights.
Second round. Chinese Taipei.
And that concludes our opening round of bench press for the sub-juniors. With everybody managing to get a bench in on the board, they can continue to build and grow their total now. Going into this second round of bench press, we have Yi Xuan Wu, jumping 2.5 kilos to 32.5.
Made an easy work of it. 3 white lights.
Then we have 4 attempts with 45 kilos. The Hindi comes first. Arms loaded.
.45 kilos for Azza Hadili from Tunisia. 2.5 kilo jump. It's the smallest jump you can make, but it's over 5% of their body weight in this 43 kilo class. So important to keep that in mind.
Yeah, even a 2.5 kilo jump for a 43 is more than 5% of the body weight, so you have to keep that in mind, of course. And what a close grip she's having.
Yeah, so I said that on her opener.
I imagine.
It is a very close grip, and you don't often see, especially lighter weight women, opt for the close grip. You see them maxing out, so where you see those rings on the bar, as long as, you know, you're within those. As you can see, Ada Molayuka at that almost max grip that we were just speaking about. 45 kilos now on the bar.
Which is way more common to see, especially as a 43. Oh,
Yeah, it seems like similar to her squat, her opener moved well, and then her second just seemed to be a bit of a strength issue. Has another go of that on her third, but perhaps 5 kilos being over 10% of her body weight was a bit too much of a jump. Tiffany Pilinikova now, Great Britain, 45 kilos on the bar. Opener was very, very easy. This moves her into bench press gold from bronze for the time being.
really tight race in this 43 sub-junior division. So of course, as I imagine, you said earlier, every kilo will count, and this is a good lift now.
Yeah, absolutely. Really close between Wu and Yap. Pilnikova a bit further behind. In the 43s,
It is a
obviously,
lot, yeah.
yeah, 10 kilos is a lot to catch up on in comparison to something like the 93s, where 10 kilos is one lift.
It is a whole different story, yeah.
Yeah. Leah Doha from Lebanon, 45 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump.
Team Lebanon is starting to bring more and more athletes, and yeah, a huge amount of them are being really competitive for podiums.
Yeah, and you know what? I'd be so interested to see what that SBD Lebanon singlet would look like.
Can't wait to see it.
Got held a bit on her chest there. You get the press command when the center referee is happy that the bar is stable and still on your chest. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Singapore, followed by Murphy with same weight. Barisoli.
Ka Yi Yap from Singapore, 47.5 kilos to move her from bench bronze into gold in the 43s before heading into third round. Following Yap, the rest of the second attempts will be from the 47 kilo sub-juniors. Big push from Yap there. But unfortunately skipped the press the command there. Not too sure which command she skipped, but the center referee said she did in fact skip it.
Yeah, no any butt problem, so yeah, I assume.
47.5 kilos for Alessandra Murphy from Ireland. This would match her personal best, should she make this.
And that's a great work. Let's wait for the refs, but I think it should be good. Yes, it is. 2-1 though. A yellow card shown by the right side ref. Let's have a look on that.
Yeah, similar to her opener. Yeah, and the jury has overruled, similar to her opener, really angular hips, and as soon as you start using your legs there, you're going to push back and you run the risk of your glutes lifting. 50 kilos for Tessa Roberts from Mexico, 5 kilo jump from her opener. Three white lights, a good lift.
Same weight. And bar is loaded for Gu, Chinese Taipei.
Two and a half kilo jump for Donglei Gu from the Chinese Taipei. really close race for podium in the 47s. Again, another long press command there for Gu, but handles it very well. 3 white lights. I'm wondering why she got held so long on her chest there, Alex.
Let's see with the replay. And yeah, it didn't look really stabilized, but
Yeah, no, the referee has to be convinced, like you said, that it was stable. I think she took a second to find her chest. She is an equipped lifter, so. Lucy Chansart from France, 52.5 kilos, a 5 kilo jump. This would move her into bench silver for the time being, with 2 lifters to take the same weight.
and she's having quite a comfortable advance for a silver total. So it's just a matter of stacking kilos, and for now she's handling really well this pressure.
Yeah, she's in a really good position to get silver overall. So, like you said, just stacking those kilos. Fatima Hussein, 52.5 kilos.
She made a great work of it. Let's wait for the refs. Yes, of course, you have to give 3 white lights. That's a good lift.
2.5 kilos. Under Goya comes next, but slowly.
Yeah, great fight there. Gabriela Yaheli and Goya Ortega now from Spain, 52.5 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump from her opener.
I think should be good. Of course, 3 whites.
Yeah, really nice second attempt there from Gabriela.
Slowly.
55 kilos for Otoha Tashima from Japan. 5 kilo jump from her opener.
5 kilos for Otoha. Apare.
Very, very easy. 3 white lights, a good lift. And we are already on the final second attempt, and it belongs to Yayao Leviathan from Israel, if you couldn't tell by the cheers in the crowd. 65 kilos, 5 kilo jump from her opener.
Yeah, and it is only 0.5 kilos below her PB, which I assume have to be a world record. A national record, sorry. We know who has the the world record, of course, in the 47.
Three white lights, a good lift. And that concludes our second round of bench press.
35 kilos, slowly.
Leading the 43 kilo sub-juniors, we have Pilnikova from Great Britain, and in the 47s, led by Leviathan from Israel, we very quickly move to the third and final attempt of bench press in this first flight.
Let's go.
We have Yixian Wu from Chinese Taipei, taking 35 kilos. Three white lights, a good lift.
Your personal best. Congratulations. 45 for Yoko from Hungary. Rise loaded.
45 kilos to be retaken by Ada Imola from Hungary. Missed it on what seemed like strength on her second, retaking it now for her third. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, strength is something that you can't get more of on the day, but good effort to come back out and try.
47.5 kilos now, 5 attempts with same weight. First comes head healing from Tunisia, bars loaded.
.5 kilos for Azza Hadhili from Tunisia to match her personal best and move her into bench gold for the time being.
Yalah Asa.
This weight will be taken by Pilnikova and Yap to follow, so it will be separated in body weight should they all get it, with Pilnikova the lightest of the three at 38.35 kilos.
Let's wait for the referees. Yes, of course, it's a good lift. Two white lights, as she is looking really happy.
Yep, from Singapore, bars loaded.
47.5 kilos for Ka Yi Yap from Singapore. Didn't get on her second, but not much separates her and Wu, so this extra 2.5 kilos is going to be integral. It will put them matching heading into deadlifts, with Yap ever so slightly lighter, 0.1 of a kilo lighter in fact.
Oh, that's a great work. It looked really easy, to be honest, and that's a good lift. 3 white lights for Yap.
That moves her into silver position on bench press, as she is lighter. As she is heavier than Hadhili. However, 47.5 kilos is to be taken by Tiffany Pilnikova from Great Britain, who is the lightest of the three. This will move her from bench press bronze into gold. So easy. 3 white lights, a good lift, and takes bench press gold. Tiffany's having a great day. I was chatting to her early and she's managed to eat up today and drink a couple of litres of water into the competition. So feeling strong. I'm not sure she's been able to do that before, so in great form.
Yeah, it's always a good sign.
47.5 kilos remains in the bar for the next two lifters, the first of which is Leah Doha from Lebanon.
Let's go, Leah.
Unfortunately, a no lift for Doha.
Mercy from Ireland. One is loaded.
Alessandra Murphy from Ireland, retaking 47.5 kilos. She got it on strength, but it was taken away due to a butt lift, so needs to be able to keep those hips down and the glutes stuck to the bench. You can see she's very angular there with her hips, so needs to be careful with that leg drive. It looks better from this angle, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, 3 white lights. This time it's a good lift, uncontestable.
Roberts and Cool. They both take the same iron, bars loaded. Tessa Roberts, Mexico. Vamos, Tessa.
52.5 kilos for Tessa Roberts from Mexico. This will move her into bench press bronze for the time being, with 6 lifters to follow. Big fight from Tessa.
It was a good fight, and there is 3 white lights.
It's a good lift.
Gu from Sunday and bars loaded. John Day Gu. Chinese Taipei.
Donglei Gu from Chinese Taipei, 52.5 kilos. A few athletes have already taken this weight, but Gu is just slightly heavier. Phenomenal third bench there from Gu. 3 white lights, a good lift.
3 times 55 kilos and 2 attempts time to test the opener for group 2. 2 attempts time to test the opener. Horace loaded. Lucy Hansard.
Lucy Chansard from France. 55 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump. This will move her into bench press bronze for the time being.
And that's a solid looking last attempt.
3 white lights, a good lift.
For Fatima Hussein, Bahrain. Horace loaded.
That bronze can only be taken away by one person, and she won't have to wait long to find out. Fatima Hussein taking the same weight to move into bench press bronze at a slightly lighter body weight. So we'll take that away from Chansard if she makes it. Just a little bit too heavy for Fatima, meaning that the bronze bench press model will stick with Chansard, and Goya Ortega will take the same weight, but weighed in at 47 kilos on the dot, so won't take the bench press medal. Now have Gabriela Yeheli and Goya Ortega from Spain, 55 kilos. This will, however, help with her total overall.
Yeah, she's in a great position to take the total bronze, so she will definitely need these kilos.
Yeah, because Roberts is just behind her, and so is Doha. It was a big fight.
Yeah, and a good lift. And as you said, Amelia, as a 47 sub-junior, this was indeed a grind.
7.5 kilos for Decima from Japan. And bar is loaded.
Yeah, so it'll be a big fight between her and Roberts for that bronze. 57.5 kilos for Otaha Tashima from Japan.
Personal best attempt.
Yeah, and everything is pretty much set up for the bench press
Second
medals,
place
but
on bench.
of course, as we said multiple times, every kilo will count for the overall standings.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think she gets yellow there for skipping the press command. Again, something that will come with time and experience. She did the same on one of her squats. But it still came off with a smile. Our final bench press of this first flight of lifters. Yael Leviathan from Israel, 67.5 kilos, already has bench press gold. This will give her another 2.5 kilos on her total.
So, Emilia, do you think that a Chansard can have a shot for the gold medal with a 25 kilo, her being 25 kilos below Leviathan's total?
In complete honesty, in this weight class, I don't think that's a possibility. I think a bit too heavy for Leviathan, unfortunately. I think with Leviathan in the lead with now 22.5 kilos, if this was the 76s, you know, even the 57, 63s, I think that could be possible. But the thing is, you know, these are 47 kilo sub juniors. You know, I can only imagine seeing 7.5 kilo, maybe 10 kilo jumps and deadlifts, but even that would be a bit of a push.
Yeah.
So to conclude, before we head into the juniors, the 43 kilo lifters separated only by body weight for their bench press. Gold goes to Pilnikova of Great Britain, silver to Hedhili of Tunisia, and bronze to Yap of Singapore. In the 47s, gold goes to Leviathan of Israel, silver goes to Teshima from Japan, and bronze goes to Shansa from France. Quick look at the subtotals here before we head into the junior flight. Yap and Wu very, very close together. And actually, Pilnikova at this point, not so far behind either. Slightly different deadlift openers, but it's still an open race in the 43s. 47's a bit of a different story. Very close at the top as it stands between Leviathan and Shansa. With Tessa Roberts and Gu currently sat in that bronze medal position, but we know that Andagoya is also going to be fighting for a position.
Okay, bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded now for the 43 kilo juniors, where it seems like the podium positions are a little more painted out. Bronze will be a fight between Albers Galindo and Bastien.
Let's go, Shannon.
Madhira Shanoon from India, 40 kilos, opening at her best. Been competing for 5 years already, so a little less common to see that actually, although she's only 19. She needs to have her heels down on the floor. So, in order to get this start command, your head, your glutes, and your heels need to be down. And the way that she has her feet, because they're so far back, it's quite hard to get your heels down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what the referee just said to her. She'll have 6 seconds, should be enough. Oh.
Yeah, the centre referee's not happy with it. And I imagine that's why she's wearing heels.
Yeah.
To help her with that, but
Yeah.
I think what she needs to do is just slightly move her feet forward. So it's easier said than done when that's how she trains.
It's just a matter of 1 or 2 inches for me. But indeed, I think that the center ref is definitely right to tell her to replace the bar.
It definitely doesn't help either that the heels of her shoe are a different colour, so it's very, very obvious where he's looking. Yeah, bright red, like, here, look at me. See, I'm not currently on the ground. Elisa Alves Galindo from Spain,
Bars
47.5 kilos.
New attempt for Indian lifter. New attempt.
Oh, a new attempt for Shanoon for India.
Yeah, at the end of the
Vamos,
first round,
Elisa, vamos.
because the jury said that the Indian referee will have another shot, and I guess
Indian lifter, I think you mean.
yeah, sorry, and I guess it will take place at the very end of the first round.
Yeah, it will. Luckily, she was at the beginning, so she has a whole another round, but it does
Yeah.
mean she probably has to do her second attempt immediately afterwards. I think the jury thought her heels were down.
Yeah,
Now, Elisa, though, with 47.5 kilos.
and I think that the Indian lifter will have 3 minutes, 3 minutes break before first and a second.
That was a lovely, easy opener. Actually, we spoke about the heels of her shoes being red, and actually, I do think that was giving a bit of an illusion of the heels being up. I think the first time they definitely were up, but perhaps that kind of hindered the sight there.
Yeah, and from our angle, it's definitely not easy to see whether if the heels were in contact of the ground or not. So
I mean, we're to the side and raised, so it's very hard to see. Just cleaning the bar and the pad now for Kinwei Lim from Singapore. Opening 4.5 kilos above her bench press PB. The record that somebody would be chasing is 75 kilos, and that's a standard, so nobody's met that yet, but Gwen Marsden is opening 2.5 kilos below that standard, already has that squat record, so I think she's looking for a couple shiny world records there. However, now we have Kinwei Lim from Singapore, 55 kilos. Very, very easy opener.
that's a good lift, of course. 3 white lights.
Alejandro from Kuwait comes next with 57.5. Bars loaded.
.5 kilos for Raghat Al Hendi from Kuwait. Opening is 2.5 kilos below her best. Very, very comfortable bench press there, and a good lift.
Bastien from France with 60 kilos. Then Shannon, get ready. Bars loaded.
.60 kilos for Eloise Bastien from France. If you remember, had that incredible final attempt at squat. She got to reattempt her second attempt, didn't get it, and then on her third, with the grind of a lifetime, managed to get it. So let's see how this 60 kilos moves for her. Just 1 kilo below her personal best. Three white lights, a good lift.
72.5 kilos for Karen Marsden, weight 15. Shannon, get ready. Bars loaded.
72.5 kilos for Gwen Marsden from Great Britain, just 2.5 kilos below the standard that's not been met yet to create a world record. So Gwen could be the first ever 43 kilo junior to hold a world record in bench press.
Yeah, so that's the thing, to break a world record that exist. You know, that's another thing, to hit something that no one has ever hit.
Yeah, standard that's not yet been reached, not anywhere near that. So let's see how 72.5 moves. Well, I think a record will be made today.
Easy opener.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's not,
Higher
it's not
today.
breaking a record, it's a creating a record.
It's creating, yeah, that's a whole difference. And I think that like 5 kilos should be reasonable. Or would you like to go 75.5 maybe to chip the record and put your name on the scoreboard?
Yeah, I think that's probably what they'll do. I mean, it's important to remember, as easy as that was, she does weigh 43 kilos, so she went for it, but she did the similar on her squat. She didn't go for it in her second, she went for it in her third, so she's gone for 75. Now, however, we have Madeira Shanoon retaking that 40 kilos. Didn't get it on the first time. She timed out because the centre referee wasn't happy with her heels. Problem is, she is the lowest opener, meaning her second attempt will be a couple minutes after this. Just looking at the heels here.
As you can see, perfect vision from the heels, and for now it's go.
Yeah, her feet were still moving then, unfortunately. I think,
She's definitely having some issues with this bench press.
yeah, and this is her second shot at it. If she doesn't get it this time, it's gonna count as a no lift, and she's gonna have to try again on her second. Just in time. And I'm glad it moved well after all of that. Please ignore the attempt change. That's not going to be relevant right now. You can only make the attempt changes during deadlifts. But that means everybody has their opener in on the board. I imagine that we'll have a couple minutes break now while Shanoon...
I think it's 3 minutes, Emilia.
It should be, as long as she completes the lift within the 3 minutes. So it's not a 3-minute break. She needs to start the lift within that 3 minutes. So we can have a look at the scoreboard right now. Currently sat in bronze, we have Raghad Al-Hendi of Kuwait, 57.5 kilos. Currently in silver for bench press, Eloise Bastien from France with 60 kilos. And sat just below the world standard, 72.5 kilos, Gwen Marsden. And as we discussed before, she's gone for 75 kilos on her second, Alex. And similar to her squat, she didn't rush for it on her second. She wanted to secure those kilos and then go for it, even though even on her squat the world record she got was very, very easy. So as you can see here, Madeira Shanoon has been given 4 minutes, so within the 4-minute period to be able to do so. Just take a minute to thank our sponsors. We have Eleiko and SBD as our main sponsors. This championship is presented by them. As I said, a lot of kits that we'll see throughout the week from them. I've mentioned Visit Malta before. We have a lot of great sponsors. Of course, it is a World Games year next year, so the open lifters who managed to get top 3 this year will be going to, or are invited to, the World Games. So it's very, very exciting. But, I mean, let's have a look at what's going on here. The first and the second place, if all goes well, Marsden and Al-Hendi are pretty secure, but very tight on that third and fourth between Bastien and Albers Galindo, Alex.
Yeah, so as you said, Amelia, I think it's pretty safe to say that as soon as Marsden and Al-Hendi will hit their openers on deadlift, they will be pretty much safe of seat 1 and seat 2. But on the other hand, it will be a fierce battle between Spain and France with Eloise Bastien and Albert Galindo. Important to notice that they are exactly the same body weight,
Yeah.
but the Spanish lifter has a lower lot number, so that will play a huge role.
Yeah, it is going to be really tight. Looking at their deadlifts as well, only 2.5 kilos separates them, so they are really, really well matched. I mean, Gwen Marsden is really running away with the competition. She's 35.5 kilos ahead on prognosis of Al-Hendi. Al-Hendi is a good way ahead of third as well, 42.5 kilos. So, like I said, first and second are kind of on an island of their own, but third is up for grabs. As you can see here, Madeira Shanoon is getting ready. The clock times down, and like I said, as long as she gets the start command within the 4 minutes she was given, she'll be okay. We're down to the below 1 minute, where she comes out now for 45 kilos for her second attempt.
Just a quick word talking about SBD. For me, the Indian singlet is the most beautiful singlet that SBD have ever made. And huge shout out to SBD once again, especially for this Indian singlet. Magnificent one.
So let's hope she has less issue with this second attempt. Now she knows what she needs to do to get that start command. And there it is. Yeah, and this is the trouble with getting another go. It means that your gap in between your first and your second is generally, or whichever attempt it is, generally, unless it's your third, is a lot closer. But she does have now a third attempt, of course, which will be her fourth attempt. So has a bit more time to recover now.
Yeah, I've been in this situation as a lifter, and it's really tough to deal with.
Elisa Albers Galindo from Spain, 50 kilos, a 2.5 kilo jump. Very comfortable second attempt for Elisa. 3 white lights. It'll be interesting to see if Bastian's second moves as smoothly as Albus Galindo's did. I think they know whoever gets all of their lifts is the person that's going to end up on the podium.
Yeah.
60 kilos in the bar for Kin Wei Lim from Singapore. This moves her into bench press bronze for the time being, though heavier than Bastian, who will take this. Sorry, who currently is in silver. Slow, but manages to lock it out. Is a good lift.
Just a quick thing about the French strategy of coaching. You know, we know that Team France is really used to put fake openers on deadlift and then hire the openers. So we'll have to wait and see. But as you said, for now it's a tight race. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that technique continues to work if they do it every single time. Less of a surprise. 62.5 kilos for Raghat Al-Hendi from Kuwait now to move herself into bench press silver, with Bastian and Marsden to follow. And that is very, very comfortable. Could easily chuck another 5 kilos on that, but of course this is the 43 kilos, and it's important to remember that bench press, more than any of the other lifts, the brakes come on very quickly and very hard a lot of the time. The hardest lift to grind for sure. Eloise Bastien from France, 65 kilos to move her back into bench press silver.
Yeah, and for a 43, she's definitely what we can call a bench press specialist. Sorry, 65 is a huge amount of weight for a 43 junior.
Lovely second attempt there for Eloise. And a good lift.
So she might take the advantage at the end of the bench press session with a 5 kilo jump. But I think
This
you will
is
say to me that this is risky, but indeed it is. But you know,
world record attempt.
So now, because it was the standard,
75 kilos.
taking 75
Bars
kilos
on.
for Gwen Marsden will set the world junior bench press record for the first time ever, breaking history today. 75 kilos, a kilo above her bench press personal best. Gwen Marsden of Great Britain, not to break the world junior bench record, but to create the world junior bench record for the first time ever on her second attempt, 75 kilos.
I guess it's a new world record. It's a world record, to be honest.
Yeah, it is the first world record.
Fire today. More to come.
It is absolutely incredible. Plenty left in the tank and only up from there.
45 kilos.
That is one squat record for Gwen and one bench record for Gwen. Let's see what happens in deadlifts. We head straight into our third attempt of bench now. Madira Shanoon from India, 45 kilos once again. Missed it on her second. It was quite close to the reattempt of 40 kilos, so hopefully with a little bit more time now, she'll be managed to compose herself and rest. And it's moving this time. There we go, with a little bit more rest.
Yeah, the psychological aspect of it, as we said earlier, has a huge importance. And now, a good lift for Shanoon. 3 white lights.
And honestly, it probably wasn't that much more than 4 minutes that she got to rest this time. But the thing is, like you said, psychologically, she probably felt squished in that time because nobody went between her two attempts. 52.5 kilos for Elisa Alves Galindo from Spain.
Great work for last attempt. 3 white lights.
Singapore. Boris. Boris loaded. New personal best for Lim also.
Kin Oe Lim from Singapore, 62.5 kilos. The same weight as Al Hendy took for her second, but at a slightly heavier body weight, so won't push her off of the podium. Unfortunately, just a bit too heavy today for Lim.
67.5 kilos for 2 attempts a row. First Boston and then Alhendy. Bars loaded.
Bars loaded with 67.5 kilos for Eloise Bastien from France. Getting this would put her on the exact same total as Albers Galindo, and I don't have to remind you, they are the exact same body weight. This is going to be so close. If she misses this, this really opens the door up for the Spanish athlete.
Yeah, 41.5 for both of the athletes. Coach Cyril Vaillant, head coach of Team France, and Agnès Alves, who is currently handling the match, didn't want it to take any risk and maybe try to take the very last deadlift, which is a good strategy, I recognize.
Oh, okay, and with that, opens the door up for Albers Galindo. I know 2.5 kilos doesn't seem like much, but it is enough to take a medal off of somebody.
for Alhendi, power
Well,
slowly.
it doesn't look like she's really
First
bothered with
contested
the
time
last
for
attempt,
Alhendi,
so she would
5
just want to
kilos and
erase
also
this.
silver medal
Yeah, and if you're
attempt
right and
of
France
bench
did
press
put in a fake
competition.
opener, then perhaps she just feels safer than that. Raghat Alhendi from Kuwait, 67.5 kilos to move her from bench press bronze into silver ahead of Bastien. A lovely third attempt from Raghat. Ooh,
So,
unfortunately, yellows from the
slowly, 2
sides,
medals
which
maximum
I
start of the
imagine is a
race.
lifting of the butt. We'll have a look at that from the side
We have
angle.
another world record attempt for juniors. For Ben Marsden, 77 kilos.
Hard to see from that angle, but jury seemed happy. Well, they're going to talk to the referees, so they're swapping out one of the jury members. One of the referees was taking their exam, and the reason for that
Power
is
slowly,
Gwen
Ben
Marsden is
Marsden.
taking 77 kilos
Let's go, Ben.
to extend her new
It was so easy.
world record of 75. 75 was a breeze. Gwen Marsden of Great Britain,
Let's go, Gwen.
77
Let's do this.
kilos for
You
a
got the
world
power.
junior bench press
This is the
record
time on the
that
place.
she created only moments ago.
Oh, she could have gone 80 to 81, this I'm sure. Of course, you don't want to take any risks, you want to
Goodbye.
overextend it. Congrats to her, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And the same with her squat, like I said, she has kilos left in the tank, but with a 37.5 kilo lead, there's no need to do it. You know, no one else is near her.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great end of the bench press session, Amila.
Yeah, and just a quick summary here. In bench press bronze, we have Alhendi of Kuwait with 62.5 kilos. In silver, Bastien from France with 65. And with a newly created and newly broken world record for Marsden, with bench press at gold, she has 77 kilos from Great Britain. And a quick look at the subtotals before we head into deadlifts. Marsden with a hefty lead of the competition. Alhendi in a pretty safe place for silver, but as we know, going into deadlifts, Bastien and Albers Galindo are deadlocked. So that's going to be a really exciting battle moving forward. You won't have to wait long to find out. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
See you in 10.
Hello.
Jury members, please take
Hello
your
and
seats.
welcome back to the Junior World Championships. I'm Emilia Potter and we are here in St. Paul's Bay, Malta. We have for you the 43 kilo and the 47 kilo sub-juniors, followed by the 43 kilo juniors. You can have a look at the subtotals heading in here. Close in the 43s between Yap and Wu. A bit more of a gap in the 47s. But a bit of a fight for the bronze overall between Roberts and Gu. I knew Gu would come up there and sneak from behind, upping her deadlift opener. Just waiting now for the jury to be seated, and kicking us off will be Ada Imola Yuka from Hungary. Here we go. Opening 5 kilos below her personal best. Two to one. Unfortunately, a no lift. The two side referees not quite happy with her lockout there. Have a look here. Trouble is when you grip the bar that close, it's really hard to lock your shoulders out. 90 kilos now for Azza Hedhili from Tunisia. Nice easy opener to secure her total there. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Sorry.
97.5 kilos for Tiffy Pilnikova from Great Britain. Actually in a much better position than we anticipated to fight for the gold as well. Sitting just 5 kilos below silver and 7.5 below gold.
And that's an easy opener.
Good lift.
Good lift.
100 kilos for 3
Yeah, Tiffy definitely slowly snuck up there.
Yap and Teshima. Bars loaded.
Yixian Wu from Chinese Taipei, 100 kilos. Another one of the athletes fighting for that gold position overall. Slightly heavier than Yap, so needs to get 5 kilos ahead of where she is right now.
Good lift.
And that's a good lift. 3 white lights.
Kahdia Yap comes next. Bars loaded. Yap from Singapore.
It's going to be a really, really tight race, I think.
Yeah, especially since we thought that Yap was a little bit more safer than she actually is.
Yeah, absolutely. Kayi Yap, Singapore, 100 kilos now. This will keep her in the lead, but it'll be a case of making her lifts as we thought. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Opener for Yap. Then Teshima. Bars loaded.
100 kilos for Otaha Teshima from Japan.
A bit of a slowdown for the lock. I think the bar was a little bit too far away from her legs at the beginning of the lift. Yeah, at the very beginning of the lift, you see the bar going slightly forward, but the weight wasn't a problem, so she'll just have to fix this little problem and things should be fine.
105 kilos for Fatima Hussein from Bahrain.
It's a good
3
lift.
white lights, a good lift.
Murphy comes next. 107.5. Bar is loading. Murphy from Ireland.
Alessandra Murphy from Ireland, 107.5 kilos. Nice and easy there.
Good
Yeah,
lift.
that's a good lift for her.
Here is the opener for Murphy.
A side relief, of
110
course,
kilos
as
for
soon
2
as you are
attempts
hitting
on
your
row.
first deadlift.
Doha comes first. Then Roberts. Bar is loaded. Leah Doha.
110 kilos for Leha Doha from Lebanon. 5 kilos below her personal best.
Yeah, her personal best, currently stands at 115 kilos. And yeah, that was a really convincing opener. That's a good lift. She's on the board as well.
Survey bar is loaded for Tessa Roberts, Mexico.
Things are going pretty fast as Tessa Roberts from Mexico is attempting 110 kilos as well.
Opening 10 kilos below her personal best.
Good lift.
3 white lights, a good lift.
115 for Gabriela Andacoya, Spain. Bar is loaded.
Gabriela Yaheli and Dagoya Ortega now from Spain, 115 kilos. Bit of a sticky lockout, but looks okay. 2 to 1, a good lift. Yeah, from the center referee got a red light for insufficient lockout. Let's have a look from the side angles where she got those white lights from. I think she'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Dongle Gu from Chinese Taipei, opening on 120 kilos. Up to her opener, so sneaking up there behind Roberts. Very easy, as we expect from the Chinese Taipei. They open very conservatively, particularly on deadlift.
Yeah, so the strategy was equipped, at least, to do a really easy opener and then to jump a huge amount of weight. Let's see on deadlift if it's going to be the same strategy applied by Team Taipei.
And important to remember that a huge amount of weight is relative to body weight, so
Yeah.
47 is going to be different to, you know,
Yeah,
69 or something.
absolutely. It's
Lucy,
relative.
Lucy Chansard from France, 130 kilos.
Yeah, she's having a significant chance of a shot for the silver medal on total with 290 kilos as her opener, and I think it should be good.
Lights, please. Good lift.
And that is a good lift.
Same weight. Very slowly for Leviathan. Right.
Our final opening attempt. Same weight at a lighter body weight for Yair Leviathan from Israel, 130 kilos.
So I had the opportunity to talk during the break with the national coach, and he told me that the best thing for her will be, of course, the world title, but as well as the 146 world record and the total record, which is 16 kilos away from that. And the opener was really easy, so we'll have to wait and see.
Easy to lift when you have
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
good
Like you
support.
said, the current world sub-junior total record is 322.5, which she's nearing very easily, and the deadlift record is 145.5, again, just 15.5 kilos away. All bar one lifter managing to get their deadlift in on the board and secure their total, but Ada Amola-Yuka from Hungary, who hasn't, is out first and can hopefully secure that here in her second.
Bar is loaded.
Had struggled with the lockout, couldn't quite do her shoulders, and it's because of where she holds the bar, but that looked better than her opener.
That was a good lift.
And there it is, 3 white lights, a good lift.
27.5 for
Yeah, it's a very difficult position to lock out from.
Tunisia.
Yeah, as soon as it's efficient for her, but it's quite unorthodox grip, yeah, for sure.
As Ahead Healy from Tunisia skips onto the platform for 97.5 kilos. Doesn't want to waste any time.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on.
Not effortlessly, but she locks it
Good lift, 2 to 1.
to the one, so far good lift.
Yeah, the far side referee not entirely happy with her
For
lockout.
Tiffany Filikova, Great Britain. Bar is loaded.
100 kilos for Tiffany Pilnikova of Great Britain, a 2.5 kilo jump. This is where she loses some ground on a smaller jump, but I think she was shooting for that bronze medal most of the competition anyway. She's had a great day so far. Great patience off the ground for Tiffany.
She locks it, and she's getting 3 white lights. Still a good lift for her.
And well over double body weight, as Tiffany weighed in at 38.35, so that's absolutely incredible. Almost 3 times body weight.
From Chinese Taipei. Bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Yi Xuan Wu from Chinese Taipei with 105 kilos.
It's a good lift.
3 white lights, a good lift.
Then we have Hussein with 107.5. Besima comes with same weight. Bar is loaded. Hussein from Bahrain.
Fatima Hussein with 107.5 kilos.
Only 2.5 kilos below her PB, which stands at 110 kilos. She's making quite an easy work of it.
And it's a good lift.
3 white highlights, a good lift.
Serve for Tessima from Chata. Bars loaded.
107.5 kilos for
This
Otaha
is
Teshima from
personal best
Japan.
attempt for Otoha with 2.5 kilos. Let's go.
Nice, easy looking second attempt there.
Good lift. Congratulations. 110 kilos for Kahi Yap, Singapore. Cars loaded. And this is attempt to take the lead on deadlift.
Kai Yap from Singapore, 110 kilos. 10 kilos is a big jump for a 43 kilo lifter.
Big jump
Yeah,
for the
and
personal
as we
best.
always say,
Let's
high
go.
risks, high rewards. If she hits that, she's pretty safe for the world title, I'll say.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it moves, and it moves well.
Yeah,
3 white lights, a good lift. Question is, how much does she have left in the tank? She's lighter than Wu, so she just needs to match her total. So she really only needs 2.5 kilos more than she just did.
Cars loaded. Leia from Lebanon.
Leia Doa now from Lebanon, 115 kilos.
that's a really solid second attempt. Rewarded by 3 white lights.
We have Murphy, 170.5, a bar is loaded. Murphy from Ireland. Also new personal best attempt for
117.5 kilos for
Alessandra,
Alessandra
2.5
Murphy
kilos.
from Ireland.
Let's go,
10
girl.
kilo jump from her opener.
Oh, and she definitely had more.
Good lift.
That's a good lift for now. We'll have to wait and see what's
122
going on at the end of the
for
second
two
round.
attempts
We'll
unrolled.
have
First,
a
Roberts and
way
then
clearest
Anaguya.
view.
And actually, Alex, you
Cars
mentioned
loaded.
Leviathan and
Mr.
Team
Roberts.
Israel going for that
There you go.
record, but it looks like France are going to be
And this
pushing
is
for
a
that as well.
personal attempt
Yeah,
for deadlift
absolutely.
at time being. Also,
You
would take her on
know
third
more than
place
ever
on
that
world
Team
title.
France is always a threat on international
It was a tough
stage.
fight for the winners.
122.5 kilos for Tessa Roberts from Mexico, a 12.5 kilo jump.
And it's a good lift.
That's a good lift for Tessa.
Not to forget
And
that
Roberts
Roberts
loaded for
is
Roberts.
fighting tooth
Sorry,
and nail
Anaguya.
with Gu for that bronze
Spain.
overall.
Montega.
Roberts lighter than Gu, however, so Gu's going to have to work a little bit harder to pull ahead by 2.5 kilos at least.
Yeah, she will try to put herself on the podium once again. She is the reigning world champion in equipped, and she's seeking for a podium in classic.
Gabriela Yaheli and Dagoya Ortega now 122.5 kilos.
That's a good one, to the one.
125 for Dongdae, Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, just gets a red for insufficient lockout. We have a look here from the side. Very locked out.
And Liu Tan in the first and second place time being. Well, we never know what happens on third round with deadlifts.
125 kilos. 5 kilo jump for Donglei Gu from Chinese Taipei. As we said, every kilo counts,
Yes, well, good.
pushing Roberts for that bronze medal overall. she does that, she would have collected medals in equipped and classic. Quite the feat to do in just a few days apart.
Yeah, I think 4 days.
Yeah, absolutely incredible.
Wow, and that was really easy.
That looked very easy. And it's a
2
good
to 1, a
2 to
good
1.
lift. Yeah, and she has the advantage as well of lifting slightly heavier, so being able to see what Roberts does. Just get a red from the center referee for lockout, but
To their second
it
attempt.
looked good from here. Let's have a look at it again.
Bar is loading.
I think she'd be okay with that. Now have Lucy Chansa from France, 140 kilos, a 10 kilo jump, and one of the athletes we assume, if all goes well, will be shooting for that world deadlift record, which is just 5.5 kilos above this.
Let's see how it moves first. I was about to say it moves pretty well.
She loses her grip.
And now
Same
it's a
weight.
bit of a strange situation for her because Roberts is not that far away from her as well as Goose, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to do a lot to get catch her. It's important to remember that it's a lightweight class, so she could take the risk, but maybe not worth it if they could pull that Hail Mary. Yael Leviathan from Israel now, 140 kilos. Let's see if she can move this better than Shansar did. Oh, and it is near effortless for Yael. 2 to 1, a good lift. Again, another call for lockout there.
Leviathan has now firmly 47.
Not sure the referees are seeing the same lifting we're seeing, but
So we know who is world champion, who takes silver, and who takes bronze.
that concludes the second round of deadlifts with all 14 lifters getting a deadlift in on the board. Yap leading the deadlifts in the 43s and Leviathan leading the deadlifts in the 47s. It's going to be a tight race in the 43s for gold and a tight race in the 47s for bronze. And it's going to come down to this last deadlift. You won't have to wait too long.
One more time.
Ada Amola Yuka from Hungary, 87.5 kilos.
A quite comfortable last lift to end her competition. She'll finish with a 197.5 total, good enough for the 5th place on this 43 sub-juniors.
From Tunisia, 100 kilos for her. 1/4 place. 43 kilo class is going to chase it. Bar is loading. Asra Yakili, Tunisia.
100 kilos in the bar for Azza Hedili from Tunisia. This is to match her personal best.
Let's go, Asra. Yalla.
Great way to end the day for Azza, and 2 to 1, a good lift.
Tiffany Filikova, Great Britain, 102.5 kilos. She's on 3rd place. She will get the bronze medal today. And bar is loaded. Let's go, Tiffany.
Tiffany Pilnikova for Great Britain, 102.5, already your bronze medalist. Strong end to the day. This matches her personal best and her best ever total.
Up, come on, come on, come on, come on!
Oh, and a Great fight to end the competition for
Good
Tiffany.
work, girl. Let's see what
Good
Fatima
lift,
is
3 white
saying.
lights.
Yeah, she was shaking with excitement at the top of that. Could barely contain herself. A great day for Tiffany.
And Fatima Hussein from Bahrain. On the 10 kilos for Fatima. And the bar is loaded.
We now have Fatima Hussein, 110 kilos.
Let's go, Fatima, one more time.
To match her personal best on deadlift and on total.
That won't do it. This is a huge grind for the pride, but
Yeah, unfortunately, even if she was managing to lock that out, it
Yeah.
would have been a blues for assisting the bar up with her legs.
112.5 kilos on this third attempt. And this is personal best attempt also. Bar is loaded.
112.5 kilos for Otaha Teshima from Japan.
Personal best, both in deadlift and total. Come on. Bare.
For a new personal best on deadlift and on total. Holds that so well. Went up wonky, but it still went up. Oh, unfortunately, a no lift for Otaha. But what a valiant effort. Thought she had it, but they're just not happy with the lockout.
At 43 kilo category. Both in total and in deadlift.
One 115 kilos for Yixian Wu from Chinese Taipei.
she's looking really excited to go and to fight this last deadlift, and it's really pleasant to see. This is a gold medal attempt.
Yeah, she's fighting for the deadlift gold, but more importantly, fighting for that gold overall to pull ahead of Yap. She's the heavier of the two, so she'll have to do this and hope that Yap misses. And unfortunately not there. It was a big 10 kilo jump, a bit of a Hail Mary, but still walks away in silver. What an incredible effort. And that means that Yap is the 43 kilo sub-junior world champion. And this last pull from her is to end the day with a cherry on top, with a new total PB for herself, 115 kilos, new deadlift PB, total PB to take home with the world title.
And the very first world title will go to Team Singapore with Yap, as you just said. A 5 kilo jump. That's going pretty well. Yes, I think she will hit her last attempt. Yeah, 3 white lights.
She's had a great day.
She's a real champion today. We have 7 attempts to go in this first group. Doha comes first.
Leah Doha from Lebanon. Final pull of the day, 120 kilos. Can she be the first 47 kilo sub-junior lifter to get their third attempt in?
On deadlift and total. Come on, Leah.
She is trying so hard to pull through, but it is glued. Gravity is not on her side there. There's a no lift.
Let's see how
But
it
she really
goes for
tried her
this
best
one.
though, as you can see here on the replay, trying to fight against gravity.
Murphy from Ireland,
Yeah,
102
and it's
12
important
kilos for
to
Murphy.
consider it's 10 to 10 local
Also
time. These
personal
are
best
sub juniors.
effort.
It's been a long
Full
day.
deadlift and total, and body's loaded. Alessandra, let's go, Ali. One more time, girl.
122.5 kilos for Alessandra Murphy from Ireland.
Let's
Her new
break these
personal
records.
best
Come on,
on
girl.
total and on deadlift. A big fight. What incredible patience from Alessandra. It is a good lift. Absolutely incredible.
Yes. Who else is happy? Congratulations. Amazing day for her. New personal bests. 2 attempts time to change the opener for second group. Tessa Roberts comes now. She's in third place. At time
130 kilos for Tessa Roberts.
eight.
Pulls her into deadlift silver for the time being, but more importantly, gives her a real good shot of staying
Good coming
in
after.
bronze overall.
And Paris
Gu is to
Loaded.
follow, so she has the advantage of
Tessa
knowing what she
Roberts,
needs to
beautiful.
hit.
Come on, Tessa. Important attempt.
If Roberts hits this, Gu needs to make her final deadlift for that bronze position, as she is heavier. If they both miss, Roberts will end up in that bronze medal position. This will be a personal best, more than Tessa Roberts has ever pulled before. Can she do it now for the medal?
Come on.
She gets it moving, just needs to lock it out.
Wow, what a great grind.
Oh, unfortunately,
It can be a little bit downwards, so
a no lift for downwards movement, but she gave it everything she has, and hope is not lost yet because Gu still needs to make her lift in order to take that bronze medal. But before then, we have Gabriela Yaheli and Begoya Ortega from Spain, 130 kilos, and this is to pull her into bronze overall. Don't overlook Gabriela now. She is the heaviest of the two of her and Gu, but can she make the pull? Wow, look at the resilience, the fight. But unfortunately, not quite there for her today.
Sorry, such a nice attempt.
Roberts remains in bronze position for the time being,
No more chances to
and
the
only one
openers for
person can
second
potentially take that from
group.
her.
Chinese Taipei comes next, 130 kilos.
Yeah, and actually the
Bronze
miss
medal
of
attempt,
Roberts
total.
has
And
benefit to
sixth
Chancel
attempt
because
of
now
the
Gu is seeking
Bronze
for the
medal.
bronze medal and not for the silver.
Chinese Taipei. Very good day for today.
Donglei Gu from Chinese Taipei now, 130 kilos, just
One
needs
more
5
time.
more than she pulled on her second, which looked comfortable. Pulls her into deadlift silver for the time being, but more importantly, gives her the bronze medal
You got the power,
overall.
come on.
One last pull of the day. And there it is.
Well, that looked beautiful to me. And referee
2 to
says
1, a
beautiful,
good
2 to
lift.
1.
Pulls herself into bronze medal overall.
Good job. She goes in third place. Bronze medalist.
Let's have a look on the
Lucie
replay.
Chantar, France,
Yeah, lovely final pull from Gu.
140 kilos.
Yeah, and no, for sure she's safe.
Bar is loaded. This is
2
silver
deadlifts
medal
remaining
attempt
of this
for Lucie.
sub-junior group, the first of which is Lucy Schenser, already your silver medalist. Looking to pull herself from deadlift bronze into silver. Missed 140 on her second on grip. Looking to get it here on her third. Couldn't chase the record like she wanted to, but can end on a high. And a 300 kilo total, a big milestone.
Well, since she's secured the silver medal, oh yeah, I was about to say something, but just forget it. But still, she is the runner-up of these World Championships, totaling 290 kilos, and now a really important moment for Team Israel.
Yes, as you alluded to, Alex, we now have Yael Leviathan from Israel pulling for not only the deadlift world record, but the total world record. Quite poetic, actually, that getting and chipping the world record on total gives her the exact number she needs to chip the total record. So for one last time, Team Israel cheering her on there. Bar is loaded for Yael Leviathan of Israel, 146 kilos. Already your world champion for the deadlift sub-junior world record and the total sub-junior world record. Can she do it? Manages to break the ground. Oh, it is hard. Unfortunately, can't quite do it today, but she still walks away. 47 kilo sub-junior world champion. I think perhaps the first ever for Team Israel.
87.5
Huge congratulations, Leviathan.
87.5 kilos.
And as you can see here, in deadlift bronze in the 43s, you have Pilnikova from Great Britain. In silver, you have Wu from Chinese Taipei. And in deadlift gold, you have Yap from Singapore. In the 47s, you have on bodyweight in deadlift bronze, Shansar from France. In deadlift silver, Gu from Chinese Taipei. And in deadlift gold, Leviathan from Israel. And overall, quickly before we head into the juniors, in bronze for the 43s, Pilnikova of Great Britain. In silver, Wu of Chinese Taipei. And your new sub-junior world champion in the 43s is Yap from Singapore. In the 47 kilo category, your bronze medalist is Gu from Chinese Taipei. In silver, France's Shansar. And your new world champion in the sub-junior 47s is Yael Leviathan from Israel.
And the bar is loaded for Marira Sanon, India.
87.5 kilos is loaded for Madeira Shanoon as we head into the 43 kilo juniors.
A huge opener, an easy one. A good lift. So this fight will be pretty quick. Only 6 athletes battling for the top spot.
And I would like to mention as well that the deadlift record is 146, and Gwen Marsden again opening 6 kilos below that. And with her opener, will break the total record by 22.5 kilos.
An amazing performance.
Absolutely. Kinwei Lim now, 100 kilos, opening at her deadlift PB.
That's a good lift. You white light.
105 for Bastille from France. Alberts gets ready. Bar is loaded.
105 kilos for Eloise Bastien from France. She'll be fighting Albert Galindo from Spain for that bronze overall.
Solid opener.
2-1 gets a blue from the far side referee. Seems, Alex, that they didn't up her opener, so it was a legitimate opener that we saw.
Yeah, I asked during the break to the coach, and she said no, it's not worth to try. And of course,
yeah, they definitely tend to do it a lot less with the sub-juniors and the juniors in the open. Elisa Alves Galindo from Spain, 107.5 kilos. very easy opener, and that puts some pressure on Bastien.
Yeah, and judging by the openers and only by the openers, I think that she'll have a slightly better chance for the bronze medal than Bastien.
Yeah, there's still a long way to go, but I do agree. It definitely seems like she's got more in the tank than Bastien. Our penultimate opener, Raghad Al-Hendi from Kuwait, comfortably sat in silver overall. Should she make this 127.5 kilo deadlift? Wasn't the easiest opener in the world, but it didn't need to be. 3 white lights.
This is a world record attempt on total for juniors in this deadlift. Bar is loaded.
We now have, as mentioned before, a World Junior total record attempt on her opener, and this would extend it by 22.5 kilos. This would be her 3rd world record of the day. Should she make this, which I imagine, just like that, she will.
Good lift.
3 white lights, a good lift, and because 43 kilos doesn't go into the open, that is the heaviest ever total by a 43 kilo lifter.
And she's lifting in conventional, which is quite important to specify, especially since you know that in the lightest weight class they are much more used to sumo.
And just like that, we've concluded our first round of deadlifts. Everybody has secured their total,
Bar is loaded now.
and it's going to move quickly, so don't go anywhere. We head straight into the second round. Madeira Shanoon taking 95 kilos.
Still a good lift. 3 white lights.
27.5 for Lee. Bar is loaded. Let's go, Lynn. Personal best attempt.
Kinwei Lim now,
Come on, girl.
107.5 kilos. Slow to get it up, but it does lock out.
It's a good lift.
So that's a 2-to-1 good lift so far.
Personal best.
And the jury is having a
That's it
close
for
look on
Ellis
this one.
Bastien. France.
Yeah, the far side referee wasn't happy with the
France in
lockout,
third place with
but the
this
jury
one.
seem happy with it, so that'll be okay.
Bar is loaded.
110 kilos in the bar for Eloise Bastien
Your
from
elbows,
France.
the elbows coming after her.
This will pull her back into bronze overall for the time being, of course, with Albers Galinda to follow. They both made similar sized
Let's
jumps,
go, Eloise.
both 5 kilos, which keeps Albers Galinda ahead should they both make this. Still moving smoothly. 3 white lights.
Now Albers from Spain. Here's the answer to this. Is now bronze medal attempt on the second round. Bar is loading.
Now Elisa Albers Galindo from Spain, 112.5 kilos to pull her back again ahead of Bastien. Her opener was very easy.
Yeah, and the second one as well. A bit of a fight for the lockout, but it's still a really comfortable second one.
Yeah, and she smiles as well because I think she knows she can put on what she needs
Yeah.
ahead of Bastien. has the advantage of going afterwards as well.
Yeah, 5 more kilos asked by Bastien, which means that she'll only need 5 more kilos as well if she wants the lead, and it's definitely in the tank.
Raghead Al-Hendi, our penultimate second attempt now, 132.5 kilos. 5 kilo jump from her opener. Pretty comfortably in silver overall and for deadlift.
Good lift, blue white lights.
We have Van Martsen, Great Britain, 146.5 kilos. And this is both deadlift and total world record attempt.
Gwen Marsden now going 4 for 4, squat record, bench record, total record, and now she wants to add a deadlift world record to the collection. She's got 3, why not 4? You know, at this point, get them all.
Yeah, absolutely, gotta catch them all.
Exactly. Gwen Marsden from Great Britain on her second attempt, looking to take the World Junior deadlift record, extend the World Junior total record. 146.5 kilos, 140 was easy.
Yeah, and of course, how can't you smile when you have such a dominance over the weight class?
This would extend her total to 344 kilos and give her a new world record to add to the rest. And there is no stopping Gwen Marsden today. 3 white lights, a good lift, golden squat, golden bench, golden deadlift, gold overall, King Midas. Everything she touches turns to gold. She is on a roll, and I don't think she's going to stop there with one lift left in her. And looking at the totals as we head into the final deadlifts of the evening, Gwen Marsden well ahead with 344, a new total record, followed by Al-Hendi comfortably in silver with 305, and fighting for that bronze to the end, Albers Galindo and Bastien. We will find out who will walk away with that bronze very shortly. Won't have to wait too long for that, but what a session it's been, Alexander.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a really tense one, a fierce battle between Albers Galindo and Bastien.
Yeah, and what a show from Marsden. Absolute masterclass.
Yeah, 106 IPF jail points so far for her, which is a really great score.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she won best lifter in the sub-juniors, but we'll have to wait. It's a long way to go. Madeira Shanoon, 102.5. Knees locked quite early, but wow, managed to still lock it out.
Yeah, downward movement for the center rep and the right side rep. The jury is having a look at that, and yeah, indeed it did. It did went down a bit, but huge last attempt. Pretty much nothing to regret.
Unit weight limit now, 110 kilos. To give her a 2.5 kilo personal best on deadlift and total. Slow and steady, she's got it moving and it is still moving.
And I think it should be a good lift.
And similar to her second actually. Oh, such a shame. She still walks off smiling though.
Was almost there. She's still smiling. Okay,
Great attitude to have. She should be really proud of herself.
Over Albers. Both on total and on deadlift.
115 kilos for Eloise Bastien from France.
Bars loaded.
This is to pull her into
Eloise
deadlift bronze,
Bastien, France.
but more importantly into
First
bronze
attempt.
overall ahead of Albers Galindo, with Galindo to follow. This lift for a medal. If she misses it, she is off of the podium.
Let's go.
All or nothing for Eloise Bastien. Wow, what a tremendous effort, but just not enough for today, unfortunately.
She tried her best, and yeah, she doesn't seem too upset about it. I mean, it's powerlifting, you know. The strongest on the D-Day wins, so nothing to regret.
Yeah, absolutely. And already your bronze medalist, Elisa Albers Galindo from Spain. It came down to that final deadlift as we thought it might. 117.5 kilos. One more lift to do. Stay focused till then you can celebrate. Big smile, big scream. She's already got the medal, but caps the day off strong.
Congrats to her.
Al-Hindi from Kuwait, 135 kilos.
Penultimate lift of the day, Amelia.
2.5 kilos in this one.
We have just 2 lifts remaining. First, your silver medalist Raghad Al-Hindi from Kuwait, jumping 2.5 kilos to 135 for a new personal best on deadlift and on total.
Yalla.
Her second was hard, but let's see if she has any more left in the tank. Just loses grip, unfortunately. But what a valiant effort.
But she's silver medalist today. And we have Gwen Marston.
Yeah, once your grip goes, there's absolutely nothing you can do to pull that back. One lift remaining. Already, as I mentioned, has the squat record, the bench record, the deadlift record, the total record. And now she's looking not just to chip it, but to add another 4 whole kilos to it. Absolutely incredible. This would give her a total of 348 kilos, the heaviest total a 43 kilo lifter has ever done. 150.5 kilos to extend her own total and deadlift record.
It's yours.
Yeah, and I think she will have the records of records as well.
Yeah, what a phenomenal day Gwen has had to end the day off strong. 150.5 on the bar.
Come on, Gwen.
Already your 43 kilo junior world champion.
Yes.
And she can smile with the day she's had. 3 white lights, a good lift, and one of the most phenomenal performances I've seen so far this championship.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. She'll finish with a 107.33 IPF scoring point. A huge performance.
Absolutely insane, and what a way to finish the day. And a summary now of the results. After that big battle between Bastien and Albers Galindo, Albers Galindo became triumphant, walking away with the bronze overall with a 270 kilo total. Your silver medalist from Kuwait, Raghad Al-Hindi, with a 305 kilo total. And your new 43 kilo junior world champion, Gwen Marsden, with a new squat, bench, deadlift and total world record, 348 kilos. What a day it's been. We are going to head to the medal ceremony now. Don't go anywhere. We will join you again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. local time. We will see you then.
See you then.
3-kilo pass. And for the 7-kilo pass. And the medals will be given by Mr. Robert Keller from USA, IPF Secretary General, and Mr. PJ Chote from India. And first, the participation medals to each lifter as a thank you and also as a memory of being here in Malta 2024 Powerlifting World Championships. Classic Powerlifting. You will get a participation medal too, don't worry. Robert. One more. Yeah, they had so little time after last attempt. Come back, we need you. Come back here. Come on, this is victory ceremony. She doesn't want to get the gold medal like this. Oh, she took a friend with her. Thank you so much. Okay, now they're all here. We counted. And we start with squat medals, 43 kilo sub-juniors. And the bronze medal goes to Tiffany Pirlikova, Great Britain. The best attempt of 7.5 kilos. Silver medal to Kahye Yap from Singapore. With the best attempt of 82.5 kilos. Kahye Yap. Kahye Yap, Singapore. Yes, you. Squat silver medal. And then the gold medal in squat goes to Yi Xian Wu from Chinese Taipei. The best attempt of 92.5 kilos. And now big smiles, ladies. Thank you. Then we have the bench press medals. And the bronze medal on bench press goes to Kahye Yap from Singapore. You again. And the silver to Assa Hehili from Tunisia. They all weigh 47.5 kilos. And the gold medal goes to Tiffany Pilikova from Great Britain because she was the lightest on body weight. Thank you, ladies. We have the deadlift medals. And the bronze medal on deadlift goes to Tiffany Pilikova, Great Britain. 102.5 kilos best attempt. Silver to Yi Xian Wu from Taipei, Chinese Taipei, 105 kilos best attempt. And the deadlift gold medal goes to Kahia Yap from Singapore with the best attempt of 115 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Then we have the medals on total. Today, bronze medalist is Tiffany Pilikova from Great Britain with a total of 227.5 kilos. The silver medalist is Yi Xuan Fu from Chinese Taipei with a total of 232.5 kilos. And the gold medalist, world champion 2024, is Kahia Yap from Singapore with a total of 245 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for National Anthem of Singapore. Congratulations. And we have the next category, 47 kilos sub-juniors. Squat medals. Bronze medal goes to Lucy Fanchard from France with the best attempt of 105 kilos. Silver medal to Tessa Roberts from Mexico, also 105 kilos, just lighter on body weight. And the squat gold medal goes to Yael Leviathan from Israel, with the best attempt of 112.5 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Then we have the bench press medals. Bronze on bench goes to Lucy Chanchard from France with 55 kilos best attempt. Silver medal to Otoha Teshima from Japan, also 55 kilos, lighter body weight. And the bench press gold medal to Yael Leviathan from Israel with the best attempt of 69 kilos, 65 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Deadlift medals. Bronze on deadlift goes to Lucy Chanchard from France with 130 kilos best attempt. And the silver to Dong Le Ku, Chinese Taipei, also 130 light and bottom. And the different gold medal goes to Yael Lidiatan from Israel. The best attempt of 140 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Medals on total. Today, bronze medalist is Dong Le Ku, Chinese Taipei, with a total of 285 kilos. The silver medalist is Lucy Chanchard from France, with a total of 200 kilos. And the gold medalist, world champion 2024, Yael Lidiatan, Israel. A total of 217.5 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Israel. Congratulations. Beautiful singing, thank you, Team Israel. Then we have our last category, 43 kilo junior lifters, squat medals. Bronze medal goes to Elisa Alvarez, Spain, with 100 kilos best attempt. Silver medal to Rakhad Al-Hindi from Kuwait, with 110 kilos best attempt. And the squat, gold medal to Gwen Marsden from Great Britain, with the world record, 120.5 kilos. Thank you, ladies. Bench press medals. Bronze medal on bench press goes to Rakhad Al-Hindi from Kuwait. 62.5 kilos best attempt. And the silver medal to Eloise Bastien from France, with 65 kilos best attempt. And the bench press gold medal to Gwen Marsden from Great Britain, with 77 kilos, world record. Thank you, ladies. Medals on deadlift. Bronze medal on deadlift goes to Elisa Alvarez from Spain. 117.5 kilos best attempt. And the silver medal to Rakhad Al-Hindi from Kuwait. 132.5 kilos best attempt. And the deadlift gold medal goes to Gwen Marsden from Great Britain with amazing world record, 150.5 kilos. Thank you, ladies. We have medals on total. Today, the bronze medalist is Elisa Albers from Spain with a total of 270 kilos. The silver medalist is Raghad Al-Hendi from Kuwait with a total of 205 kilos. And the gold medalist, world champion 2024 is Gwen Marsden from Great Britain with 348 kilos, world record total. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for national anthem of Great Britain. Congratulations. Thank you, ladies. Coming here, 2024 World Championships of Classic Powerlifting, Malta. I hope to see you all back next year, even stronger if that's possible. You all were so amazing today.